I don't know about you, but the last 2 years have been pretty much a place of a lot of stress and a lot of confusion and a lot of loss and a lot of fear. Boy, it's been a rough couple of years in a lot of ways. Now, for me, there's been some really awesome things about it, but the hardest part has been disconnection from people. I mean, I moved to a new state a year ago, September, and it's been really hard to make new connections in a new state over COVID. So here we are going into a brand new year. And I have to say, my first day of this new year was not all that wonderful. I was 90% of the day at the airport, and it was miserable waiting for a flight and then trying to get my luggage back in on track, and it was awful. So stepping into this new year, 2022, with some sense of optimism is a personal challenge that I'm sure is more true even for some of you than for me. And I get really frustrated, but I hear a lot of people, in lots of different points of view about the way things have been the last year and a half. But one thing is certain, we've all been through a lot of change and a lot of stress. I'm Melody Brooke. I'm a licensed professional counselor, marriage and family therapist. I'm an author. I'm a speaker. I'm a mom. I'm a poet, by the way. And I'm just in the process of putting together, I actually submitted a poetry book to a contest. And I'll put that on my website soon, maybe even on Amazon. You never know. But in any case, how are you going to do it? How are you going to walk into this year with any kind of optimism? And it's hard, especially if you have kids and you want to be, hey, it's a new year, let's start over. Yeah, it's like, and we all did that, right? Last year and the year before, especially 2020, because I know, it was like, hey, it's the roaring 20s again. And I went to a party and we were dressed up as flappers and it was really great. And we were all excited about a new decade. And then COVID happens. And now we're at this place where we don't know what's going to happen, right? We just have this overriding sense of not knowing. And human beings hate that. We hate not feeling in control. And yet, of course, the truth is we never had control. We always like to think we do, but we never have had. The only thing we can do is sort of manage the best we can with what's thrown at us. And we can, of course, work at creating an attitude within ourselves of not just gratitude, but of appreciation for every moment that we have, especially looking back over the last year and a half, 2 years, because so many people have lost their lives. Is it nearly 900,000 people have lost their lives just in the United States alone? Now, I know there's a lot of debate about all that, but the truth is, I personally have had more people in my practice who've lost family members than that's ever experienced in my entire career of 30 plus years of working with clients. So I know this has had a huge impact just from my anecdotal experience, not to mention the global experience. But in any case, we have to if we've learned anything, it's we've learned to be conscious of that today and every day we're never promised another day. We're never promised another day with our loved ones. And so in order to really do that, stepping into 2022 with some optimism, I think we have to focus on enjoying each moment and realizing that we have today. And we're not promised the next year. We're not promised tomorrow, but we can enjoy this moment that we have right now. Like even having this opportunity to be with you guys today. This is an opportunity for me to enjoy being alive. And every day, in fact, my goal this year is to be more and more and more alive every day that I live, every moment that I live, to allow myself to get more and more present in my body, in my aliveness that I was given, that throughout my lifetime, I've, because of the traumas that I've experienced and the losses that I've experienced, and I know that's true for most of us, that we learn to disconnect from ourselves. We learn to shut down our aliveness just to cope with all the things, the feelings, the pain, the overwhelming fear of everything that we have to cope with. But then in doing that, we lose the joy and the love and the sense of faith and the sense of gratitude, all of it, all of that that comes with feeling alive, we lose when we get disconnected from ourselves. And it's been a challenge for me to find myself, to get connected with myself more and more and more over the years. And I still have more to do. I'm not done. And I look forward to even being more alive. That is what I'm optimistic about. Every day, I'm going to work at being more alive. And if that is my goal, I know that I have something to look forward to tomorrow and tomorrow, even though it may not always be pleasant, right? Because being fully alive means being willing to feel the good stuff and the bad stuff, being willing to feel the pain and the anger and the fear, along with the joy and the love and the faith that comes with on the positive side, right? So this is what being alive is. It's being present with all of it. And boy, is that hard sometimes, I mean, when things get really painful or really scary, my instinct is to dissociate, to move away from it, to shut it down, to not feel it like it is most of us. But my goal for this year, and it's been for a while now, is to get more and more alive and allow myself more and more presence with what is, meaning I can be in the moment and be alive to enjoy this incredible life that we're not promised a single day of. And yet here we are, at least for the moment. I'm here, I'm alive, and I want to be more alive. That's my goal for this year. I'm not going to say resolution because I don't really believe in resolutions, but I do believe in allowing myself to have some goals. And one of my goals is to be more alive so that I can be more creative, because I think that we are created in the image of God, in that we are creators and we are here to create things, whether it's children or organization or companies or a poetry book, whatever it is that we're here to create. We're here to create. And that is where our really our aliveness allows us to express and be. So I want for you that aliveness. I want for you to have this year of being optimistic about the possibility of the creativity that's within you. Find your way to create. And, there's just an awful lot of us that say, well, I'm just not creative. Well, that's really not true. We are all creative. Now, your particular expression of creativity is probably really different than mine. It's like the therapist that I work with, she has created this incredible model and way of working with trauma and the brain and dissociation, and it's beautiful and it's really powerful. She says she's not creative, but she's written a couple of books, right? 4 books, I think, altogether. So we all have different ways of being creative. Yours may be in how you interact with people. Yours may be in how you, I don't know, clean a bathroom. But whatever that creative thing is in you, you've got it, hon. We all have it. And that is how we can step into this year, this 3rd year, going into a COVID lined world, is to find that way to allow ourselves to get more and more connected with our aliveness that you were born with, and that we've all of our lives spent so much time disconnecting from because of the pain of it. Now you're an adult, most of you are listening, and you do have whatever it takes to process through the painful stuff so that you can feel the good stuff. I mean, that's why we do that work. We don't get in there and dig up that ugly, painful, miserable, scary stuff for fun. We do that because it is part and parcel of being alive, which means we get to feel all of it. And that is my wish for you, that you can spend this new year feeling all of it, feeling fully alive, fully you, and fully creative. I'm Melody Brooke. I'm a licensed professional counselor, and you can find out more about me on melodybrooke.com. I also have a couple of books on Amazon and Kindle and Audible. Just check it out. And I look forward to seeing you next Tuesday at 4 p.m. I'm here most every Tuesday. If I'm on vacation, I kind of tend to miss them. But anyway, I'm wishing you a very alive, very creative 2022. And I'll see you next week, 4 o'clock on Tuesday.